Joining us now, Joe Bauman. He's a president of the Birmingham Bloomfield Chamber. And Joe, hello. Welcome to the Megacast.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So you got yourself set up pretty well there with the Zoom. You did well. You been on Zoom much?
More and more so every day. It's kind of the way to communicate these days.
It is, unfortunately, but out of this, good will come. We're learning how to interact a lot more via the internet, and that's a good thing. So you are the what's your official title? Director, president, CEO?
So I'm the president for the Birmingham Bloomfield Chamber.
All right.
Our chamber incorporates 6 communities: Birmingham, Bloomfield Hills, Bloomfield Township, Beverly Hills, Bingham Farms, and Franklin. We have about 700 member businesses in those 6 communities.
So I really appreciate you joining us. How is business doing? I can tell you as a businessman, it's tough right now. What are you seeing in the communities you serve, Joe?
It's very tough. We've all heard the stories of which industries were the hardest hit. It really began with the restaurant industries, but has really kind of now spread to all of what would be considered Main Street retail. Most of the stores in downtown Birmingham have closed, and it's really, it's almost surreal when you go down the streets and you don't see any people, which is normally, downtown Birmingham and Franklin and strip centers in Bloomfield Township are all bustling centers, and now you just don't see anyone. So our members are having a very difficult time. They're doing what they can, trying to do with online sales and carry out, but it just can't make up for the loss of business. So now what we're trying to do with our members is help them navigate the myriad programs and assistance that's being offered by the county, the state, and the federal government, so they can get some relief until this thing starts turning around.
Well, and I was really impressed because in addition to doing the show, I do run a business, and we've got 20 employees, and it's very difficult for us. I'm really happy to say that we've not laid off anybody in our business, and in my business, the audiovisual event business is totally shut down immediately, like hotels and others. Are just no one's meeting anymore. Extremely challenging. But the programs that are out there and the resources, and we're going to talk to some of the folks in the Oakland County Business Development Unit because they're doing really great. We have SCORE out there. The SBA programs are fantastic, and but you got to get out. It's a lot of work. You got to get out, do the paperwork, apply for these loans and grants, and do it right away. And the big one right now, Joe, that everyone's talking about is this paycheck program that they just came out that was part of the federal program that was just passed, where you're going to be able to go to a bank, your local bank that you've been doing business with, and work out a loan that'll cover 8 or 10 weeks, will cover your payroll, and it turns into a grant that you don't have to pay back. Are your businesses excited about that and talking about that? Do you think a lot of them will be applying for that relief?
They are. And again, we've been sharing all the updated information we can. In fact, the Treasury Department just last night finally released the link for the actual application. Businesses can start applying for those grants, the loans that convert to grants beginning Friday morning. So we're telling our members they should be taking a 3-step process right now as it relates to investigating and taking advantage of some of these benefits. The first one is to take a minute and breathe. Just relax, don't panic. There's plenty of time to avail yourselves of the opportunities that are out there. The second thing is, if they have an accountant or a payroll specialist, they should be talking with them to make sure they have all the documentation that they're going to need before they actually begin the process. The third thing they should then do is contact their lender. If they have a preferred lender, someone they already have a relationship with, they should contact them right away. So when the application period opens and they want to take advantage of it, they'll be ready to go. You can go on the Department of Treasury's website right now and see the actual application, so you get an idea of the documentation you're going to need. It's also available on the State of Michigan site, and it's also on the Birmingham Bloomfield Chamber's website. which is www.bbcc.com. We have an entire resource page of information from everyone from the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, the Department of Labor, the Treasury Department, from banks and lawyers, all related to that. But there's not a rush. The money's not going to run out for the foreseeable future. So people, business owners should take their time, understand the programs, and then get some great advice from either their accountants and or their bankers as to what makes the most sense for them.
Joe, I'm so glad you're on the show. That was outstanding. Perfect. Exactly what we needed. And I'm doing pretty good. I was keeping my scorecard. Talk to the bank. Yep, did that. Put a check right there. Talk to my accountant CPA. Yes, I did that. Breathe. Breathe. No, didn't do that. So hold on.
That's important.
Well, yeah.
They need to just relax and try to keep, and these are very emotional times, especially for small business owners who have literally put their lives and their heart and souls into their business, and they're legitimately concerned whether they're going to be able to stay in business. But we have to get past that initial emotion and really come at it more pragmatically, just like you would any major business or financial decision you make on behalf of your business and your employees.
Joe Bauman is with us, president of the Birmingham Bloomfield Chamber, joining us today in the Megacast on 88.1, the Biff, 89.3, Lakes FM, Civic Center TV. We're also on the Keego Harbor Police Department Facebook Live page. Joe, there are thousands of people that check that Facebook out, so we're really excited about being with them today. And of course, CivicCenterTV.com. Go there, you can see the whole thing. Oh, and a big shout out too to the West Bloomfield Township IT department and the webmasters there. They added us to their homepage. Joe, really glad to see that you have added that information to your website. And I'm going to ask the guys during the show today to see if they can put a link to your content, if you don't mind, because I want to get that stuff. I want to get that stuff on our website, and I'll show everybody in a minute where they can go on our website. But it's CivicCenterTV.com/coronavirus, and you'll find a lot of information right there. And then, Joe, we will put the link right to your information. Glad to hear the Treasury Department's getting it together. This one is different than the SBA disaster loans and other loans, because this one you get to work with your banker. And, you know, I just as one business person, I got a pretty good relationship with my banker. I know her. She knows me. We've worked together on projects in the past. I already talked to her. She said, hang on. She told me the same thing you said. She said, Dave, it's okay. Take a breath. We're going to get this done for you if we can. But this is a good program because the bankers, the people you know right here in our own community, are going to be the ones that you have to implement it with, and I think that's going to get these loans out quicker.
I think it will too, and that is a great component of the program that you get to, if you have one, you get to work with a familiar face. For any small business owner who doesn't have that kind of relationship with a lending institution, the Chamber is always happy to refer them to one of our preferred lenders and one of our fellow Chamber members that we have total and complete trust in, that they will do the right thing and help them in any way that they can. I also wanted to mention that in addition to our website, we are pushing out information and links and other stuff via our social media outlets. In addition to our website, in an even more immediate fashion, I encourage everybody to follow our Facebook page, follow our Twitter account, because we're broadcasting all of the information on those vehicles as well.
How many followers do you have on Facebook, Joe? This is a selfish request, because
I can't say a direct number. I do know that it's in the thousands.
Excellent. So I'll make this offer on the air, because then you can't say no. But if you want to be one of our Facebook partners, we could have done it today, but we already had Keego Harbor. We would love to broadcast the show and have you come back on again. You don't have to do it, but if you want to, I think your constituents might find that it's helpful, and it's just another way to let people know what's going on and let them know about the resources that are available. So I'll go out and take a look at all your social and your web, and we're going to link to you big time. But it sounds like you're right on top of this, and thank goodness that we've got Zoom. Thank goodness we've got this technology. because the businesses and then just all of us would really, I think, feel isolated right now without it.
Absolutely. And I'd be happy to come back on. I'd be happy to be a partner. We are committed to providing not only our members, but the entire business community, and really the entire community, with the best, most accurate, non-emotional, updated information possible that's out there. And we know it can be overwhelming for an individual business owner or a resident to try to get a handle on all this stuff themselves. And so that's why we're trying to package it into one sheet information documents that we're creating. So it almost becomes like a one-stop shop. There's assistance being offered by the county, by the state, and the federal government. So it can be overwhelming, and we're just trying to do whatever we can to make sure that we make it as easy as possible for people to access the information, to digest it, understand it, and most importantly, to get it working for them, so we can make sure that our stores and our restaurants do make it through to the other side, because there will be another side. We don't know when that's going to be yet, but there will be. And we want to make sure that our favorite stores and restaurants and mom and pops and sole proprietors are still available to us to enjoy going forward.
All right. Well, we want to make sure that listen, I grew up in West Bloomfield a long time ago, but I've been here most of my life, and barring a couple of years up in northern Michigan. And, traveling to downtown Birmingham and spending a day shopping in downtown Birmingham, enjoying all the other businesses that we have in West Bloomfield and this entire area. It's an amazing area. It really is. And we get to live and work in a great area. And right now, our businesses, especially those people, the restaurants in particular, that are trying to stay open and keep their doors open and get us a good meal and keep a couple of their employees there, they got a handful. I mean, they really do have a handful. So, I salute the first responders, but I also salute your constituents, your members, the business people trying to make it happen. It isn't easy. We got to run. I know you got another Zoom meeting to do here in a couple of minutes. So thanks for your time today. Anything you want to close with? Anything you want to promote? Any businesses or anything you want to give a shout out to, or anything you want to use this platform for the next minute or two?
I just want to say that, we always talk about the importance of shopping local. And that's not always possible in these days. But I would, if you have a favorite store, if you have a favorite restaurant, call them, find out if they are offering curbside delivery, pickup, if they're doing carry out, if they're a restaurant, if a store, if they can accept sales online and then have curbside pickup. Or if even if you can't do all that, consider going on the websites of your favorite places and buying gift cards for future use, because they're going to need us now, but they're going to need us even more, like I said, when we get to this other side, because they're going to need business to rebuild their business. So whatever you can do to support your favorites in town and continue to shop local, that's what I would do. And in the meantime, as the chief said on the program before me about being nice to those who are working very hard at considerable personal risk to make sure that we have all the essential goods that we need, you should do that with your fellow resident as well, and all of the employees that you come in contact, and know that if you're not getting the service that you're used to, there's a reason why. It's not because they don't want to. They're very shorthanded. They're all on skeleton crews, and they're doing the best that they can do. So please, please, please be supportive and also be kind.
Joe Bauman, well said. Don't tell my cardiologist, but I'm dying for a Hunter House hamburger right now.
Oh,
so have you had one of those, Tyler?
It's been a while, but but I support that.
There you go. Are they one of your members, Joe? They're right there in Birmingham.
Absolutely. Longtime members and supporters of the chamber.
Okay. All right. Just one of the many restaurants in Birmingham that we love. Hey, thanks, Joe. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you so much for allowing me to share some information.
We're going to keep in touch, okay? Well, this is not a one-hit visit. We'll do it again real soon. All right. Thanks, Joe. Thanks, Joe.
Thank you so much.
No problem. Good talking to you today. He is Joe Bauman, the president of the Birmingham Bloomfield Chamber.